Hi, everybody. Sorry for popping in here. Well, wait a minute. I'm not sorry for popping in because this video is about pop ups, okay? Pop up shower tent, pop up beach tent, and pop up person tent, the one that they sleep in. So, the real trick of all these pop ups is how to get them folded back into the nice, neat little circle that they originally came in before you threw them into the air and they popped into position. So, that's what this is about. So, if you've ever had difficulty folding up one of these units, this is the place to stop because I'm going to show you how to do it. Cheers. So we start with the Fruit Team, which is the name of the company that created this shower tent. There's a lot of different ones that you can purchase on Amazon, but basically they're all the same. They pop up and then you pull out the four sides so that it stands up, and it's possible to secure each corner with a tent peg. Now, one time we had extreme winds out, and one corner of the tag on the tent peg tore away. So I actually have a little kit to repair that. Haven't done it yet, but I will eventually, especially before we use it the next time we go camping. So you pull out the four corners, and of course it's trying to suck in some air there, and the legs are getting stuck, but you persevere a little bit and up it goes. And then there is a cover for the very top of it as well. So it works well for us. We usually use it as our bathroom, not for showering, but for other duties. And I like it because it's sort of out of the way and keeps your bathroom stuff separate from the rest of the tent. The big trick is always folding these units back into their little circular position so that you can insert them in the carry bag and allow them to be very compact and save space. So this one was my first pop-up unit, and I used to struggle in the beginning, but I think I've pretty much got it down to a science now. You fold it towards the name of the unit. In this case, actually, the name is on the top, so you just sort of make sure the name is facing out, and that's where you fold it. Some of them have a name at the very bottom, and you just bring that top piece, point it towards the bottom, and it will gradually want to fold into its little circles on its own. Sometimes, though, it needs a little encouragement, which this one did. And there you go. The next one we have called Glynis, mostly because that's just the name of the product, or the company, let's say. And this is the beach tent. And it is also a throw it in the air and it will open up on its own, hence pop up. There's these little rods, springy rods inside, and they just sort of spring into form. It's amazing how they do that. I wonder whoever invented these ideas. But this one we've used on the beach, and it's very convenient. We also pop it up sometimes when the kids are here, so that they have a play area, designated play area. Let's get into the fold up idea. This one's relatively easy. There's basically two sides. You bring them together at the top. Each one of these units tends to have a name, so you want to have the name facing up the top. And in this case, you take the top corner and you point it directly to the name, which happens to be at the bottom of the unit. And then the circles just gradually want to fall into place. So you encourage them along, grab them up, and you've got a circle. Easy peasy, right? I think when they're new, they're rather stiff, and so the more you use it, the easier it becomes. The more pliable the rods become, and yet they never lose their shape in terms of being able to keep it into the pop-up position. And now we come to the big unit, which, if you've seen my previous videos, you've seen this before. I almost felt like I need to try to do this at least once a week so I can get into the routine of it, so I know how to twist the unit so that they fall into place, because these rods are not falling into place like the other two. And again, I think the more you use it, the more they have a tendency to fall into their proper circles. So with this tent, there are actually six circles, six rods. And when it's open and popped up, it's great. And then what you do is you just pull the 6 rods together. I'm pulling each rod towards me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 rods. And then you grab the first 3 that are closest to you and you swing them around in front of the other 3 rods. So you just fold it into position. Now, this first large circular unit is easy to do. And some people have told me that they actually then just take it at that point and throw it into their vehicle and they don't close it up any further than that. But I wanted the convenience of having a small unit that's not going to take up a lot of space in my vehicle, that is going to be easy to transport. As you can see, each of those circles, now I've got 3 of them that we can use when we're camping. Each of them takes up very little space. So easy to grab, throw in your vehicle, and maybe do a spontaneous camping trip. You may have noticed there that just popped up and slapped me up in the chin. Yeah, you can get that, or you can get a falling backwards. You can get, you think you've almost got it, and the whole thing springs open again. It's the surprise elements that are involved in closing this unit up. Okay. I've had a lot of fun with this, honestly, and there has been no harm done. I came up with an idea, and that is that in the wild, I'm thinking like when we do this when we're camping, we're going to have a system here. And I'm all about patterns and systems because I believe that they work. That's what counseling was all about. It was looking at the patterns of life. So I got Stanley to put his foot on the black mark of the half circle, let's say. And then I just decided like when those circles start trying to form, I am going to go with them and just use a little bit of force, a little bit of extra muscle to get those circles into shape. And guess what? It happens. Again, it's because those rods are so new and they want to stay in the popped up state, but they have to comply. So once we got that, I held on to it because if you release it, the whole thing pops up again. So that's why they have that little belt that you can put around it, little strap. And even that, we found out a better way to do it. I found that if I just lifted up the whole thing like a big pancake, then it would make it easier for Stanley and myself to get that strap back on there and keep it into I was going to say compliance, into position. Yeah, we are trying to get the whole thing into compliance. So finally, we get it in the case. It's almost like get it in the case, hurry up before it goes again, and we zip it up, and the job is done. So I have thought, oh man, I'm just going to send this thing back and forget it. I did buy it through Amazon, and they have a great return policy. I've only ever returned something once, so I know this would be easy to do, but I think we're going to keep it. I spent, well, Canadian dollars with the taxes, about 149. It was on sale, and I don't think that's such a big amount of money to spend. My mom would say, well, that was a $149 lesson, $149. So it's a great experience so far, and I think we are going to keep it and do some day trips and backpacking trips and see how it goes. And I think if I just keep doing it once a week, I get my senior exercise out of the whole procedure. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for watching. Well, that was a bit of fun remaking that video, and I had to do it a couple of times because my little microphone ran out of power. So these are the perils of living. Anyways, I have company coming, so I'm going to go. Family visits. Cheers.